Hello and welcome back to another video tutorial here at Geekatplay Studios. My name is Gary Miller and we're continuing on with this tutorial on character modeling. I guess you could also say slash organic modeling. And this is where we left off last time. Since our last tutorial, I've gone ahead and made a few modifications to this little fella. I adjusted his head. I did some more fine-tuning of his pants. I didn't do it on the tutorial because it could be very lengthy. In fact, it was very lengthy getting just the right look that I wanted. And but I've already showed you how to select vertices or edges and faces and points, and using the soft selection tool you can manipulate many different edges, points, and faces and move them around. I also went ahead and created some cuffs here for his shirt and for his shirt sleeves and for the bottom of his shirt. And now I'm going to do it on his pants, and you'll be able to see a quick little method for doing it. There's actually two ways you could do it. I'll show you both and let you decide what you want. Loop this edge selection here around the top of his pants. Come up here to lines, and up here you want to select the curve extraction tool, and tells you right here it creates a curve from the selected edges. So with these edges selected, I'm going to hit curve extraction, and now I have a perfect duplicate of that circle. Now it's a little boxier than the pants. It's because the pants have one level of smoothing onto them. The curve does not. But if we enable it when we're done here, you'll see that it's the same. So with our curve selected, put it back on top of his pants. Come up here to surface modeling and click on thickness. And essentially what you're doing is creating like a little piping to go around his pants. And with that new object selected, we could probably add one level of smoothing to it. Select that, select his pants also, and weld them together. Yeah, it doesn't work with symmetry on. Weld them together and you have a hem or an edge there to his pants. I guess that's an okay look. I prefer this other method, but it's whatever you like. I'll select his pants, and I'm going to turn smoothing off for this operation. Select edges, select those edge, loop, come up here to vertex modeling, select my edge tool, and I'm just going to bring the edge down, like that. Come up here to select faces, select those faces, loop that, click on sweep surfaces, and what I want to do is I want to come out, almost like giving him a little tutu, but not quite a tutu. Come out just a little bit, like that. Validate, finish off the use of that tool. Now click on smoothing again, and I like this look a little bit better. Plus, it's a whole lot fewer polygons. And now I'd say we're done with his pants. We're done with it. We've finished his hands and his shirt. Oh, you know what? We do need to give him a collar around his shirt. I forgot that operation. So I'm going to turn off smoothing. Click on that, loop that, and oops, gotta find just the right amount of zoom. I'll bring that down a little bit like that. Select faces, loop that. That's not what I wanted. No. There we are. Sweep surface. Oh, that looks good. And now let's add some smoothing to it. There we go. His shirt looks pretty good. Now In comparing him to our original model, let's see what else needs to be done. Well, we need to let's add a mouth and make some glasses for this little character. To make the mouth, I'm going to come up here to lines, create a circle, just create a circle, validate that. Actually, I'm going to delete that object. I've got more points in there than I think I really need. I'm going to select 14 points, validate that, move it into place where his mouth would be. There we are. Oop. Okay, I'm just going to squash it down a little bit. And that's going to be his mouth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control D and duplicate that. Now this first curve here, I want to make that a solid object. So I'm going to come up here to Surface Modeling and hide the second curve. I'm going to click on Coon's surface, and I'm just going to click on his mouth. Now let me try to zoom in very carefully. You see all these lines that it created. This is just going to be a very simple object. We're going to make lips to go around it. And we really don't need all those lines. However, if I delete all those lines by selecting them and hitting backspace, we would not be able to, and I'll slide over here to my other model, we would not be able to contort the shape of his mouth to create different expressions. So as much as I don't like it, we're going to have to leave all these extra polygons on here just so that we can create those expressions, various expressions for your little character. So I'm going to leave all those polygons on there, all those extra lines, and I think we'll be better for it. Okay, on this other curve, enable that, come up here to surface modeling, click on thickness, and we'll just give him some lips. And that looks pretty good. Validate that to finish off the use of that tool. Okay, let's call this lips. This will be mouth. And let's find a nice color for his mouth. Nice bright white. We're going to have to increase the specularity of it. Oh, wrong one. There we are. There we are. And now his lips, create a pinky color. For Lester's lips. I'll select both of these objects and I will group them together. Now, anytime you want to create a little expression on him, let me see if I can zoom in just on those lips themselves. There we are. Anytime you want to create a funny little expression on him, you could probably just select one of the bottom faces. Make sure you have your soft selection enabled. Not too much. And then just come up just like that. Now select the mouth. And bring his mouth up. And you've got a funny little expression. So there's our mouth done here in hexagon. And now let's create the glasses. We'll come back up to lines, click on a circle, create a circle. That looks good. Hold down Control D. Let's duplicate that and move it over to there. I'm going to hit Control D again, make a third one, place it about in this middle. And let's zoom in, click on Select Points. I'm just going to draw a box selection around all of those. I'm going to hit my delete button, which leaves a nice little arc up here for his glasses. Now with these slightly away from one another, I'm going to click on Lay On tool, snap a line, click on there, and it aligns it. I will click on this circle and snap align tool again, and now all of the pieces of his glasses are joined, not joined together, but aligned. Now I'm going to select all of them, select all of them, select all of them. There we are. Come on to surface modeling. Actually, you know what? I need to make lenses for them. So I will use these to create the lenses. I'm going to Control D, duplicate them. And this lens I will hide. That lens I will hide. So now we've got his three pieces that make up his glasses. I'm going to hit surface modeling. I'm going to hit thickness. And that looks to be a pretty good thickness for his glasses. I'm going to OK that. I'm going to weld all that together. Call that glasses. Oh, let's create a black color for them. And now these two curves, I'm going to hide his glasses, these two curves that we had duplicated, just like we made his mouth, come up here to the coon surface, click on that, and click on the other circle and select coon surface. Now, I do not plan to do any distorting of the shape of his glasses, so we don't need all these polygons. I'm going to select them all, hit my backspace key, and delete them. Don't need them at all. There we are. And here are his glasses. Grouped all these together. I guess, let me back out of that. Click on that, Control A, backspace. Okay, now let me select them all. Okay, those are his glasses now. Let's move them right onto Lester's nose, or wherever we decide to put them. And you are certainly free to place them anywhere you would like. I'm going to I clicked on the smooth, solid, and edges display icon because I'm going to use these lines here as a reference to line it up and center it on his face. Without that, I would be eyeballing it more than I really would want to. Alright, set them right there. Now we need some eyebrows for the poor little Lester. So I'm just going to come up here and create another circle. I suppose I could create an arc, use one of these to create an arc, but I just find it so much easier just creating a circle and getting rid of the parts of it that I don't want. Select that, and there we go. I like that. Let's click on surface modeling and add some thickness to it. Now I'm going to drop my numbers down here because I'm going to add some smoothing to it. And that looks good. Validate that. Let's come up here to vertex modeling, close off the ends, and let's see what it looks like if I add a little smoothing to it. There we are. Lester's got one eyebrow. I'm going to Control D and duplicate this object. Move it right over here. Rotate it 180 degrees. Let's add some color to that eyebrow. What was that one? There we are. Set that material. And because this is just my own personal choice, because his eyebrows are part of his expression as well as his glasses, I'm just going to lump them all into the same group. Alright, let's back out and see what we've got. Yeah, I definitely think it could be a little larger. And a little larger. There we are. I guess in my original one I had angled it a little bit. There we are. And boy, they're starting to really look like clones here. Okay. Oh, one other thing I did between tutorials is I had, where's his shirt? There's his shirt. I added a little girth to Lester here. I did that off camera, and all I did was hit soft selection and select a couple edges that I wanted and just pulled his belly out till it mimicked the profile of my original model. And that's something that that we have already covered so far. And then I did the same thing with his shirt and his pants. So to save time, I did that earlier. And let's re-enable his shirt. And we've got one more tutorial, and we're going to add a ball cap for him and some hair. And that's it for Lester and this tutorial. Thanks for watching here at Geekatplay Studios. My name is Gary Miller. Have a good day.